Action!
Action! Season 2, episode 10, and today we're talking about your purpose adds
value to the world.
Yes, all right. So this is really going into our tagline: trust your intuition,
pursue your passion,
and something your purpose. Oh my god, my brain's gone. All right, well, whatever.
That's not how it's supposed to go, isn't it? But
All
anyway.
Right.
We're going to be talking about
yeah.
why your purpose is adding value to the world and how we can find it.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
yeah, it's going to be a good episode.
I think so.
Stay tuned.
It was amazing.
And if you are struggling to find your purpose, obviously stay tuned, but drop in any comments. And if you feel like you found it or something to add, as always, sharing is caring. So add it because it's creativity and that's your purpose. If you've got something to say, that is, of course. All right. So, look, why does our purpose add value to the world?
Well, first of all of us, we have a gift.
Yeah.
We have something special, something that we are really good at. And it's wrong to think that regardless how big or small it is, we should, discard it and not perform it or practice it and think that it's just something that we just do for fun. Because sometimes, let's say you do something for fun, what you're really good at, but you don't understand the impact of it on others. So it's not something that makes you happy while you're doing it. You have to look at the bigger picture. It impacts other people, and by doing it, so it actually adds a value to the world. Because let's say you might be an artist and you love painting, and this is the moment when you are in your element, you are in your joy, and there are two things which are happening in that moment. First of all, you are aligning yourself with the higher purpose, right? So you're becoming the best version of yourself. You're fulfilling your destiny, and the feeling that you're getting from it makes you feel ecstatic, makes you feel whole. And so by doing it, you really are who you're meant to be in the first place, and the best version of you comes out, which means everybody benefits from that. Second, whatever you're creating, and like I said just a second ago, let's say it's art. This art will be appreciated by someone, and this is going to be triggering some sort of positive emotions or any type of emotions that will be
hopefully can turn into positive,
valuable, right? To their life. So it's just, this is how it works. It's just like snowball effect. So it's not, it doesn't matter how big or small, everything impacts everything. But whatever we do from our heart always have positive outcome. So you know what kind of effect music does on people, and it could be artists with just one hit, right? And everybody knows that hit around the world. And when they are hearing this song, it really strikes and creates really positive emotions. And look, the one song created by one person has massive impact on so many people in the world and put smile on their faces, right? And with everything is like that. We're talking about art, but with business, that is, for example, heart-centered business, when you want to better yourself and you want to better your family, but also you have in your mind the good of people who are working for you and their families, and why you're creating this business, in the first place. What is the purpose behind it? And it could be service, it could be a product, but in some way it's gonna be adding value to the world. And everybody starts small, but this is what I'm saying, don't look at the size of it. If you look at the guy who owns the Amazon, right? He started from the garage, right? And look how big he is. He's impacting people's life, just around the world. You just purchase products on the internet, and you, most cases, have delivery within 24 hours. So that's a positive impact. And in this case, we're talking about business, right? So it really doesn't matter what you do, but the intention behind it is what matters, and how you feel while you're doing it. So what is your take on it? What do you think?
Well, you just said everything I need to say.
I
totally agree. Yeah, I think when you do find your purpose and you have that, your creativity is going to come out, for one, and it does. Sometimes in stuff I've done, I didn't realise the impact it was having on a lot of people. Some I could see, is what I mean. Others, other things I just couldn't see. So especially when I started doing more mindset or personal development here within my mindset explosion podcast. So as a martial arts instructor, my purpose was to improve and better people's lives through martial arts and personal development that we were putting into that class. Yeah. And then I decided, right, I'm going to take that out and I'm just going to give this out in a different way. And every now and then I would just get a message to say, oh my gosh, that what you said has meant so much. And I didn't realize that these people were listening, is my point. Mm-hmm. So something through your creativity, whatever it may be, does have a positive impact. Because, when it's come from the heart. I do remember being younger and people said to me at school, everyone's got this gift, and I think, well, what's my gift? What's my gift? And it just bugged me sometimes, but it is there. So even if you don't know it yet, you have got something. There is something there, and you probably know what it is. You probably know what it is deep down. But definitely, I feel when you find your purpose, you can live to your true self, for one, and you start to work on yourself, which is great. That generally has a positive impact on those around you, and your life starts going in the way that you become a creator of your life.
We are creative.
We are creator of our lives, and you understand that you start looking at the world very differently, and I mean that in a good way. And it's an exciting journey.
Because the best it comes out of you,
definitely.
when you're doing what you love.
Yeah.
But I would like to add something, because this is something that was bugging me for quite some time, personally. And I used to think that, purpose is something really big. I know I said a few seconds ago, it doesn't matter how big or small, but I really mean it, because we've got to this tendency. Okay, I had this tendency, and I know there's many people who can resonate with me, where we think that it has to be something like huge, like everybody will see, like, you have to be another Mike Tyson or someone like that who's got this, amazing gift that's going to be recognized by whole world. It's not like that. Obviously, I'm not saying you don't have that kind of gift, but it doesn't matter what sort of gift you have and the size of the gift. Gift is a gift.
Yeah.
And there is so many moms at home who devote themselves and their time and their attention and intention to bringing up kids, to running their houses, and to make this environment as happy, fulfilled with love and joy. This is gift as well. Not everybody has it. You have to understand this. And you're helping young people, aka here in this case your children, to become the best version of themselves, believe in themselves. You're nurturing them. So this is a very valuable gift too. And let's say their dreams and their goals could be extension of your own dream. How many of you, I'm talking to moms, parents right now, it's like you see a world through the eyes of your children, and you want them to become that fulfilled, happy version of themselves. And kids' happiness is parents' happiness. So it's just, again, the snowball effect, right? But there is lots of women as well who do that and do many other things, and they are creating fantastic businesses, or they're creating something, on the side that make them feel fulfilled and happy, which helps them to be better moms. Okay, so like I said, I have a friend, and she's great at baking cakes, and I can see, I know this is like, she said, oh, I'm just baking cakes, but if you could only see the cakes she's baking, it's like, I can see every person who's ordering cake from her has this massive, massive smile when they receive it, and they're just really, really happy what they got. Another friend of mine, she is she's designing clothing, and the attention to detail she has, and how she works with women, because she's working in particular with women. It's amazing how she's actually focusing on every detail, and she knows everything, what they expect, what they want, and she advises them to the best of her ability, just to fulfill their wish and make them look best way possible. That's a gift too. So like I said, it doesn't have to be big business, but something that you really, really, really good at and really enjoy doing, because when you enjoy doing, you're gonna be 100% good at it. There was also another thing I remember that was years ago. Someone said, there will be things that you're good at, and there will be things that you're not so good at. Focus on improving those that you're not good at. How wrong is that? Over the years, especially last couple of years, I've learned this one thing. You don't have to be master of everything, right? If you have something that you're particularly good at and you find it easy, master it to maximum. Make this one thing shine as much as possible. The rest, don't worry about the rest. It's just like you go into school, right? And you have to learn all of those subjects. Some of the subjects you're going to be good at, some of the subjects you won't be good at. But are you going to utilize all of them to the maximum when you're going to be performing job of your life? Not necessarily. There might be people who will be doing those things for you. But to be in that place, in that position where people are doing those things for you, means that you have to become exceptionally good at what you're good at. So focus on your talent, focus on your gift. And the tip for me is number one is remember what gives you the most joy. Because what gives you the most joy is the clue. It is a clue. So, by saying that, how can you find your purpose? How can you find your purpose? Tell me what makes you really happy. Or you can also tell me, share with us what you're really good at, but you think you can't make a living out of it, or whatever. Where do you have your doubts about the value of your gift? Okay, we can talk about that too, because I think this is important. I've been there myself. You've been there yourself. Let's put it back on straight, because the thing is, you see, like I said again, you don't have to do it for a business. As long as you're doing it and you're enjoying it, it will add value to the world. If not in a monetary, is that how you say it? Monetary
yeah,
way?
financial, yeah.
If not that way, then at least it will put you in a place of alignment, in a place of where you're the best version of yourself, which means you're going to be positively impacting everybody you're interacting with. There we go.
There you go.
What would you like to add to that?
Well, I just got the tips really. So, over 20 years ago, I was in Australia. I was in Byron Bay. Went to see a hippie. He was a quantum physicist.
Quantum physics. We're talking. Yeah. Nice.
And something that stuck with me. The best job you can have is your hobby. Now, sometimes when a hobby doesn't always pay, however, it was really good advice. It stuck with me so much, and it's just kind of, I'm just recapping on some of the stuff you've said. I made a living out of teaching martial arts, and everyone thought I was mad doing that, leaving an engineering job to go and do that. But went through many changes in my life doing it, yes. However, best decision I ever made. And just recapping on what you said as well, Angg, with focusing on the things you're good at. Now, I would never have chose marketing as my career. But ultimately, that's what my career really became. The teaching was the fun part that I did after. So what I'm getting at is I started to learn the things that I probably would have put aside, or I won't be good at this, blah, 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 blah. I got a lot of enjoyment out of it as well, because I knew the ultimate end goal was, right, I'm going to teach someone and this is going to change and improve their life. So it's just, when you find your purpose and you start to define it a little bit more, everything, you're so much more comes out. And actually, whether you're teaching someone something, if it was that, for an example, you only need to know a little bit more. And if you enjoy your art, someone else is going to enjoy it as well, because there's many people out there just like you. So sometimes I think we overthink so many things. We get conditioned by stuff we hear, and we talk ourselves out of stuff, and we have the imposter syndrome, which I think we might touch on in just a bit, but that's another episode as well. And we've defeated ourselves before we've even, given it that chance. And I just think that if there's something there, and what I found working with people is have this potential inside of us. And when I speak to people, and dig a little deeper, there's something there. There's something that just they've put aside, left it there. And those that fly with it, absolutely fly with it. So at the Academy today is an art gallery, talking about art, as we're recording this. And Tamsin Stewart and Natalie Hull. And I remember it's probably about 3-4 years ago speaking to Tamsin, and she had all this artwork, didn't know what to do with it. Now she's selling it. I'm not saying it's down to me, but it was there. It was there. Other people, something's there, but they don't want to run with it. That's fine. But sometimes that thing you're not sure of will lead into other things anyway, and your purpose will define, maybe shape and shift a little bit, transform, and it goes into so many other different things. So you owe it to yourself to really work on it. And if you're on it now, even now is probably a good time. Well, do I need to redefine it? Do I need to take a look? I like this bit. Can we add this bit in? I think us with the podcast, it's evolved a lot over the since the time we said, hey, what we're going to work on, how we're going to do this. So we just went with it.
Yep.
If you think about it, we went with this podcast, and we knew there was going to be some workshops coming up at some point. We knew there was going to be more, and it's we launched with a knowing without knowing. I think that's a good way of describing it. So sometimes you don't need to know the full picture right now. You might
or end result, shall I say?
Yeah, you don't need to know the end result. Just go with it and let it go with it, flow with it, and it will shape and mold itself.
Because it's about the journey, not about the destination.
Yeah, and destination is going to come, but the destination is just constantly evolving and shifting anyway.
That's what I'm saying. So it keeps moving forward, definitely. But the fun that you're having along the way is the key to happiness.
There you go. And what was our first rule we set before we did this podcast?
To have fun.
To have fun. Let's use this as an example. So what was that? June, July last year, we met up. Right, what are we going to do? Let's do something. So we didn't know.
I mean, we did know the reason why.
We didn't know it was going to be a podcast, but we knew the reason why. Yeah. We knew the purpose of whatever it is, it was going to happen. And so yeah, I think so. Some tips then. We were going to give some tips on finding your purpose.
First of all, follow your bliss. That's the most powerful tip you can ever give to anybody. Do not put it aside. Actually, this is something very, very important. I'm going to touch on that because you said that and it really stuck with me. We were talking about business the other day, and you shared your experience, the advice you had given from someone who is very successful. And they said when you're creating your agenda for a week, month ahead, whatever it is, allocate first your leisure.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yeah, it was Rob Moore.
That was Rob Moore.
Thank you, Rob.
So think about it. If you might have like plenty of things, a long list of things to do, and that's absolutely fine. But remember to allocate the time and space for where you're actually giving back to yourself when you're recharging your batteries, because this is the time when you tap into the creativity that gives you the energy and helps you to perform all of the other tasks that are maybe not so happy, right?
Do you know what, this is important advice actually, because I've burnt out so many times because I did not understand this, and it did affect my purpose quite a lot, and I've just come back round to it now. And I know the same for yourself. It's don't get me wrong, I have loved what I've done 100% over the last 17 however many years it is. I've absolutely got so much out of it. I've enjoyed seeing other people get things out of it. But my boundaries were all wrong. My timelines were all wrong. But they're not now. And that's okay. So I think it's important to share. This is an important piece of advice. Your purpose is important. But don't forget, you got to still have that time for yourself, your family. And that should be the first thing you plan into your calendar. And if it's 8 hours a day, it's 8 hours a day, then you just got to work out the other bits in between. But it'd be absolutely be disciplined to say, no, that's my cut-off time, because you can always come back to stuff.
Well, I would like to
right off on a high.
Would like to highlight something. If you think about gift in terms of why do you get the gift when you're coming to this world, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're coming with a gift. So you've got something to utilize to live a happy life, right? To really fulfill your purpose. So if you, let's say, fill your head with all things or the long list of things to do, like I said earlier, and you're going to put this gift aside, you're actually doing the service to yourself and to the world, because you're your responsibility number one when you come into this world is to be the best version of yourself and be happy, because only that way you can impact positively yourself, your life, and the whole world around you. Okay, so this hamster wheel that so many people are still on, where they forget about their value, they forget about the reason for being here. They look at their faces, look at what they are like, to other people, how they are interacting with other people. They are not nice to be with. Why? Because they forgot about doing what really makes them happy, what helps them to connect with this inner child, right? And this is very important for us and for everybody to remember that this is not leisure. This is not something you do from time to time. This is something what you need to practice often in order to be the best version of yourself. Business, home, you name it. Ripple effect.
Yeah.
So when you have the list of things to do, remember to allocate the time when you actually doing things for yourself, and you're tapping to your own gifts that helps you to be that best version of yourself. Best businesswoman, businessman, best parent, best coach, best teacher, you name it. Without that, your impact won't be so good, and probably won't be positive either. Yeah. I mean, this is just my experience. You might have a different experience, but I personally also burned myself out so many times only because I was putting my joy factor aside, because all of those tasks and duties were my priority. It was making people happy. I was a massive people pleaser, chasing my own tail, chasing the money to pay the bills, you name it. And I've learned over the last few years that the happier I am, the easier and faster I find the solutions to the things that I plan to tend to in the first place.
Solution orientated.
Yes. Yeah. So, this is it. When you're happy, the solutions are there, and they are literally, you can grasp them because they are very close. When you're wrapped up in problems and a long list of things to do, everything is at far distance.
Well, when you got a problem and you find then there's more problems, and then there's more problems, then more problems, and half those problems, half those problems don't even exist in the first place because you've made them up in your bloody head.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we went right off on one there.
But this is everything is connected.
But it is important. It is important to find your purpose. It's something I just has kind of come in my head, and I got to get it out quick. Because, like, if you're still not sure, don't worry about it too much. Don't stress it. Just write some stuff down, because just let it flow in. I think you've said it in a way there, which you run around trying to make money to pay bills, and I've done that, and I think that's when we're trying to force stuff. And you got to take action upon stuff, and you got to do things, but
inspired action.
Exactly. Inspired action, not trying to, I'll do this. It will come. My dad said to me, probably more in recent years, that when I first went traveling, he came out to see me when I was in Australia, and he said to me in recent years, he said he noticed that people seem to gravitate towards me in a sense of like a leadership type role. But at that time, I wasn't really in a leadership type role. So what I mean is, we do have some natural gifts, and they will find a way. And obviously, I got into martial arts a bit more heavily, and then that opportunity to come up, right, I'm going to teach, and I didn't believe it maybe necessarily at the time. So it is there, and just let it flow in, and when it comes, it's going to come, and all these other things will just combine together. So it's there's definitely a gift in all of us with something.
100%. I would also highlight this. If, as you said, if you're not sure what your gift is, I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier, because it's important, just to mention it again. Follow your bliss. Do things that makes you happy, because this trail of happiness will lead you to your gift.
Hey, that could be your purpose anyway. What we wrote down a minute ago, but things like it's my gift. It's whatever it is, comes with ease.
It comes with ease, but the thing is, you see, when you do things, just which you really enjoy. So let's say in your case was interacting with people and performing martial arts.
Yeah.
When you first started, did you have in your mind that you're gonna be coaching people? No, but you stepped your foot on the mat, because you wanted to do something you were, naturally interested in, and it started growing within you, right? So that was one of your gifts, and this is what I'm saying. Just test things out. Just go out there and just be playful, experiment, Try something, you like it, great. Do more of that. Try something else, you don't like it, okay, don't go back to it. And this is how you're finding out. It's supposed to be fun.
Dip the toe in the water.
Yes.
Dip it. Your hand will be aching holding that microphone. So take over.
Okay.
Anything else to add on? How we can find our purpose. And again, if you've got any comments or you're just not sure, or just even if you just want a quick chat with us, really one-to-one, we're happy to say hello. Happy to meet up with someone and have a quick 30-minute chat if it helps. Zoom, whatever. But it's there, basically. Anything else to add? I was just looking to see where the notes went.
No, I'm sitting on the notes and I'm just absorbing the information from episode.